going on, my fellow Jedi and Padawans? Welcome back to another Jedi gaming video. Thank you guys so much for coming back to the channel, and if you guys are new, welcome. Today we're going to be talking about the Patron of Lost Causes. We got ourselves another Saint 14 weapon that comes from our beautiful failsafe over there and doing our breach executables. All of those jazzes from this season, this episode, whatever you want to call it. Going over the god rolls for this bad boy as well as the origin traits. So let's start with that. Got cast, no shadows. Dealing melee damage increases the handling and loads a small amount from the reserve. So little bit of an autofill holster, if you will, subsistence kind of thing, but with your melee. So not a bad perk, feels the best on the shotgun. Perfect paradox in my personal opinion, but also not too shabby with something like this. But I do think this you sit a little bit farther back, so don't get this to prog as often as you could. So starting us out right here for PvE, we got ourselves small bore as well as stability for our masterwork because this is a light frame. Superb handling, but it does have some nice bounce because it shoots pretty quickly. So we're looking for that stability range on this bad boy. Got some good perks. Third and fourth column that'll really make this thing juicy. Second column, we got two options for magazines. First one is the tactical magazine right here. +1 to mag, +10 to reload, +5 to stability. Definitely what I would go with, definitely the god roll in my personal opinion. Small bore combination of this tactical mag right here. Your other option, which I really don't like because you lose stability as well as reload, we got ourselves the pendant. Only +2 in the magazine, so only one extra bullet compared to tactical. So I don't think it's a bad option if you get it on there as a choice instead of tactical, but I would definitely choose tac. So third column, first option, we got ourselves the beautiful little triple tap right here. So rapidly landing precision hits will return 1 round to the magazine. Definitely a good combination. Would be probably my first or second choice right here. Probably my first choice in my honest opinion, I guess, but there are some good perks to pair with this in the fourth column. We got ourselves a rapid hit, similar kind of thing right here, but gives us a stability and reload. So this is kind of what I was teetering between, was rapid hit or triple tap. So kind of up to you. Triple tap, you could shoot a little bit longer. Rapid hit, you get that reload, but you do get stability, and that's what I kind of said you're looking for on this bad boy. So totally up to you. Two options left right here. We got stats for all, definitely a good little option. Hitting 3 separate targets increases handling, reload, and stability for a good little bit of duration as well as range. So we got a good perk right here, especially for something like this where you're just kind of pinking off enemies here and there. Nothing too crazy about this for damage wise. Definitely more keeping ads at base, stunning champions, not really getting the defeats on them, but definitely stunning them, keeping those enemies safe. Last option, if you want to spam your abilities, whatever you're going through craziness, you got your rifts, you got your dodge, leaving those threadling specters behind, you got your barricade as well, strategist. You get those defeats with it, you know, you get some class ability energy, kind of like demo pugilist where we get our grenade or melee. Same concept, but with our class ability. Fourth column, first option, we got explosive payload. Projectiles create an AoE effect that detonate on impact. Definitely a very good option right here. Would probably put this at my second tier for what we're going for. There's definitely two that reign supreme in my personal opinion, but explosive payload, definitely a good option as well. So far you're going to be looking for small bore with that tactical mag, probably rapid hit or triple tap, definitely basically the same thing in my personal opinion, and then we'll go over what I think is the best one right here. The two that I'm talking about is first off kinetic tremors right here. Sustained kinetic damage causes a shockwave to be emitted, damaging nearby targets. Definitely one of my favorite perks that we got on stuff like pulse rifles, as well as something like this with a scout rifle. Staying back a little bit definitely really gets that damage juiced up in my opinion. Plus all the little ads around red bar enemies like that get a little tank of AoE damage as well. So perfect little perk. This is what I would go with for my 5 out of 5. That other option, if you're looking for a little bit more damage in my opinion with hitting those precision shots, you could go with precision instrument right here with triple tap. Would probably be your best option with that one because you're gonna get shots back, so you can just have this proc for a longer period of time. But kinetic tremors or precision instrument would probably be the go-to in my personal opinion for your 5 out of 5. I personally like kinetic tremors a little bit more just because it's a more versatile perk, if you will, compared to precision instrument where you have to hit precision shots, and more for something like champions, bosses, mini bosses, stuff like that. Last option right here, we got ourselves a Vorpal. We got that 20% damage increase, but once again, kind of puts you in a little box because you can only do damage against certain targets. So not too crazy with this one. Again, I would probably put this a little bit below explosive payload with kinetic tremors, precision instrument on top, but definitely a very good scout rifle in my personal opinion. For PvE realm, would probably give this thing about a 4.6 out of 5. Definitely has some very good options for those perks in the 3rd and 4th column, and you can farm it very easily. Like I said, those breach executables, anything from this episode, those echo battleground stuff like that, as well as that failsafe with all of our engrams that we got. Now when we move on to PvP, we got ourselves a little different role in my personal opinion. Again, building this out for stability and range, but we're going more on the range side, so Masterwork is going to be range this time with small bore again, +7 stability, +7 to range. Definitely feels the best in our barrel slot, at least in my personal opinion. Staple inside of the Crucible, we got accurized rounds. Sorry to let you guys just get so excited about accurized rounds right here. It's absolutely crazy. We get that +10 range, giving us 60 on this bad boy. Seemed a little lacking in the Crucible compared to some of our other things. My Day multi-tool, some of those exotics that absolutely dap up Dead Man's Tail, which I never use because it's the most useless, or I should say it is the most skillless gun in the game, but that's just my personal opinion again. But accurized is your mag. 3rd column, got yourself 3 options right here. We got rapid hit. Those precision hits temporarily give us stability as well as a reload. That's what we're looking for on this bad boy, because stability gets jacked up with this bad boy, giving us that ability to have range as our masterwork and that small bore and accurized round. So rapid hit is my #1 choice. Second choice is that strategist. Again, once again, we get our class abilities from getting those defeats. Not too shabby in the Crucible, spreading those specters around, giving yourself a rift to stay alive, especially with a scout rifle like this. You can sit in the back, get those defeats, just keep on sitting in those empowering healing rifts, whatever you're using, and play like an absolute baby. Last option is that 2 pain. While this weapon is equipped, taking damage increases the handling and aim assist until it's stowed. So very good in those 1v1s, if you will. Fighting somebody else at far range, they're using a pulse rifle, scout rifle. 2 pain might be the way to go, but I still think rapid hit is my #1 choice. Now, 4th column, wasn't really sure where to go with this bad boy. I think we got 2, maybe 3 options, because Vorpal is always a staple against those Guardians in their super, but we're not really going to count that one just because it's very niche, very thing, you know what I'm saying? Not crazy for the Crucible in my opinion, with this weapon at least. Focus Fury is our #1 option though, dealing half the magazine as precision damage, grants us a nice little bonus damage, which is pretty sweet. The shot cut is reset when you reload or stow the weapon, so make sure you're hitting all of those shots with that rift. You can get some pretty crazy defeats with this bad boy, so definitely would suggest this as an option. Your second option besides Vorpal, like I said, is that explosive payload. We got that AoE effect, definitely very good inside of the Crucible. I think it loses a little bit of its efficacy, if you will, because of the headshots you're not getting with something like that rapid hit a little bit. You can get headshots, but I do feel like that AoE effect kind of takes over sometimes instead of the actual just impact damage, if you will, of the bullets. So gotta be careful for that. That's why I would choose like Focus Fury, maybe even Kinetic Tremors, but Focus Fury is my #1 option with explosive payload as my second. Probably rapid hit as the #1 option in that third column as well. Would give this thing probably a 4.2, 4.3 maybe out of 5 for the Crucible. Definitely a solid little kinetic weapon if you're looking for a legendary weapon to throw in that slot. Definitely would use Madai's multi-tool, Jade Rabbit, something like that, if you have the option for an exotic though in that kinetic slot. So definitely a very good weapon again for both realms though. Got a very, very good way to farm it with all of those seasonal engrams that we're getting, or episode engrams, as well as the breach executable, those battlegrounds as well. So appreciate all you guys for coming back to the channel. Got one more of these Saint 14 weapons to give to you guys with the Line in the Sand linear fusion rifle, so be on the lookout for that. Thank you guys again for subscribing. Sticking with the channel means a lot to me, means a lot to the channel, helps everything out. We got a lot coming out with the channel here, switching some things up, create some new videos for some new games, but obviously sticking with Destiny as our #1. So again, appreciate you guys. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.